The video today is going to be on simplifying expressions by combining like terms. When you're combining like terms, you want to think of variables as objects. It just makes it a little easier to figure out which ones to combine. For example, in the expression above, we have m's, n's, and p's as our variables. So we can think of m's, those could be monkeys, our n's could be nuggets, and p's could be peaches, just as an example. So using the same expression, if you notice, we have 2 monkeys, 3 nuggets, 5 peaches, 7 nuggets, and 4 peaches, if you think about them as objects. Putting all of the ones that are alike together, that means all the nuggets go together, the peaches go together, and we only have 2 monkeys, so of course those go together. Altogether, we would have 2 monkeys plus 10 nuggets plus 9 peaches, or 2m plus 10n plus 9p. So you try this one. The problem is 7n plus 12p plus 5m plus 3n plus 6m. And again, we use the same variables, m, n, and p, just to make it easier for you. Always think about combining the ones that are alike, and remember we're thinking of them as objects. Pause the video, think about what your answer would be, then start it back again to see if you are correct. Hopefully, you figured out that there are 7 nuggets on the left, 3 nuggets on the right, combined to give us 10 nuggets. From there we have 5 monkeys, 6 monkeys, that combine to give us 11 monkeys. And then of course, the 12, there are no other peaches other than the 12 peaches here. So that gives us an answer of 11 monkeys plus 10 nuggets plus 12 peaches. And notice we put these in alphabetical order because that is the proper way to write an expression. So what do you do if there is subtraction or negative numbers in your expression? Well, if you look at the expression that we have here, we have negative 3m plus 8n minus 12m minus 3n. Well, the first thing we need to notice is that we have 2 different variables, m and n. So we're going to continue using monkeys and nuggets just to be consistent. However, how do we know whether to use the plus sign or the minus sign, or whether they're positive or negative? How do we know those things? Well, the most important thing to remember when you're combining like terms is that you need to look at each term individually. That's the important part. And then you need to use the symbol that is in front of the number as its sign. So how does that work? So let's use the same expression, and notice we have put in colors to represent which terms go together. So our monkeys, we made those blue, our nuggets are orange. So if you look at the terms in relation to the number and the sign in front of it, you'll notice that this 3m is a negative 3m. And this term here that was a minus 12m, if you look at it together with the sign, just the sign that's in front, you can easily tell that it's a negative 12m. Same thing with the 8n, it's a positive 8n, and our 3n is a negative 3n. So if we use that idea, we're going to take the negative 3m and combine it with the negative 12m, thinking about negative 3 minus 12, which gives us negative 15. Notice we're thinking of putting these 2 sets of monkeys together, the 2 terms right next to one another. When you do that, it's easy to clearly see that this is negative 3 minus 12. We're going to do the same thing with the n's, and when we do that, we have a positive 8n minus 3n, and if we think positive 8 minus 3, we know that that's positive 5. So our answer for this one is going to be negative 15m plus 5n. Here's another one for you to try. Remember, the M's and the M's go together, the monkeys go together, and the N's go together, or the nuggets go together. So for this problem, we're going to use three variables. We're going to have negative 9m plus 4n minus 15m minus 7p plus n. And always remember what number is in front of your variable if you do not see one. Very important when you're combining them. Hopefully you noticed that there were two m's that were like terms, two n's that were like terms, and the 7p is all alone. Also notice that when we boxed these out as individual terms, we always use that sign in front. And when you start combining, you have a negative 9m and a negative 15m. Those two go together. You have a positive 4n and a positive 1n. And then you have a negative 7p all alone. So let's combine those, put them in alphabetical order, and try and figure out what your answer would be. Pause the video, and then restart it again to see if you are correct. Hopefully you determined that your answer should be negative 24m plus 5n minus 7p. And that's the end of your video on combining like terms.